This is the story of Fishboy, Musician of the Year. Fort Worth, Texas, 1983. Eric Michener was born on May 17th to two proud white parents, Dick and Kathy Michener. The last of three, he brought his mother and father a joy his two older siblings could never muster. A smile as broad as the sea, and with juvenile talent as deep as a whale's throat, Eric naturally excelled at any pastime. Sporting games, fashion, and the arts. It was on April 4th, 1997, that a young man, a talent, was defined by a dare. Explained later in this comic strip written by Michener himself.
How I Got My Nickname by Fishboy. In 1997, my 7th grade class took a field trip to the Dallas World Aquarium. After I had seen all my favorites, me and a few kids were waiting outside the bathroom. Manatees are cool.
You would say that.
As time passed, we grew impatient.
Hey, I dare you to grab a fish out of the tank and eat it.
Okay.
No way. Hey, everyone. Eric ate a fish from the aquarium.
Word spread fast, and before I knew, I was on the evening news. The crew was already there for another story.
And lastly, a Colleyville Middle School student was caught at the aquarium.
The next day at school, and every day after, I was no longer known to my peers as Eric Michener. I had become Fishboy.
Then came punishment. Trapped in his room, Michener dove deep. Armed with determination and an SK1 keyboard, music bubbled to the surface.
I remember getting the CD and not listening to it. The next week, I was at work. We got a call that said there's someone downstairs that would like to come up. And this very scrawny kid comes up and up the elevator, and I could see through from our studio all the way to the elevator. And I remember going, my God, what is that? And my intern was like, I don't know what that is, but it looks like a man. And I was like, that's not a man. That's a Fishboy, apparently.
Well, of course, I've been familiar with his work for a long time, as many of us in the academic world of music are, of course. I believe the first time that I met him was in Vienna. We were there, I was there studying Hindemithyan harmony and advanced aleatoric technique at the university, traveling to Stuttgart on the weekends, and of course I met up with Michener there, and we discussed Goethe mostly.
I made a lot of enemies in my past. I've been doing this a while. People hate me. A lot of people hate me, and it's all politics. I'm pretty sure that's how Fishboy got in. I'm time for this. Yeah, Hog Pig's nominated for Best Hard Rock Band. Got some good competition this year, but I think we can pull it out on stage.
I am from an alternate dimension. In the story of the Alamo, when they draw the line and they say get on this side of the line, or they say get on that side of the line, well, Fishboy and the Undoing are both on the same side of the line.
In other words, I sat at the computer for hours on end playing Free Cell, Spider Solitaire, etc. And all I do while I'm playing those card games is listen to Fishboy.
A decade passes. Peers float by in his wake. And now, Michener finds himself yet again nominated for another sweet, sweet prize. Dallas Observer Musician of the Year. Some have opinions.
I think the prospects are very fine.
Very fine.
Honestly, I don't know any of his opponents, but then that's just all in favor of Eric, because I've never heard of any of the other people.
His hands are dirty.
I just washed them.
Musician of the Year, I think, is a lock. It's a hands-down shoe-in. that really, when you look at the other musicians, they're not really musicians per se compared to Fishboy. I think Hacks is probably a much better term. Fishboy has something that they don't, and I think the word is genius.
It seems rather absurd to even posit the concept that he would not simply be handed the award out of hand. Surely the other candidates are merely there for window dressing. I would think that that's an agreed upon concept.
Not only does Fishboy deserve Musician of Dallas of the Year, but Fishboy probably deserves a musician of the entire oceans, of the whole decade, maybe even century.
I would like to see Fishboy win Musician of the Year. I really would. But if I were to place money, which I have, $500 of my friend's money that he gave me, I've put all of my money on Fishboy.
I would really like to see some sort of write-in win for Fishboy. Best venue. And then they go, what? How could this be? It's Fishboy. And then he stands up and like charges up there. And I would like to see that happen. GQ Man of the Year. I can't imagine that will not be on the short list. As always, it will be Harrison Ford, Brad Pitt, and Fishboy.
Denton is known as the creative and intellectual capital of North Texas. To enhance our reputation, vote for Fishboy.
But for him to be nominated for Musician of the Year, finally, it not only honors him, but it really brings a level of believability and credibility to the Dallas Observer Awards themselves, to show that they finally get it, that they get Michener, that the age of Fishboy has arrived.
Fishboy, Musician of the Year? How about the only musician that matters? Musician of the Century. Can we afford not to?